Oh, that's good.
We're going live.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Oh, Ian's on next week. I forgot about that. We're live. Don't say fuck all bugger. I suppose let's put me.
To answer chat's question, yes, I am eating.
Yeah, it's Hobbit and his dinner again. We're going to blame Hobbit and his dinner again.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I work sociable hours now. Oh, shall I start?
Good evening and welcome to Fortean Words. Too late, Hobbit.
No. Hemi starts, and then I can say, right. So, Stephen J. James once asked me, is there any batshit theory you don't believe in? Now, I'm very glad you mentioned the point of bats, Stephen J. James. This one goes out to you. Bats, as we know, leave droppings in the form of guano. And guano led to an industrialization of nitrate fertilizers, which are also used for explosives. And because of that, we had World War One with more death than ever seen before in the world. Therefore, bats are the harbingers of evil. They've always historically been known as blood-sucking parasites. And I want to say fruit bats are ones which fly around eating insects. They are not blood-sucking vampire bats. But there's a reason.
Did you ever hear the one about the woman who fell asleep on the synagogue steps?
No.
She woke up with a heavy dew on her.
Bats are evil, and they've resulted in the deaths of millions of people. And Stephen J. James, you should feel bad about yourself trying to defend bats, you bat simp.
Bat simp.
The Batman. Yeah.
The bat simp.
Yeah.
Oh
right. Before we go, we've got some other business to go through first.
The Bat Defence Force.
What's her name? Gomez. Gotta say, fit.
Gomez, yes.
Fit, definitely.
Yeah.
Would you? The one on the plane, I would.
Yeah.
I don't know about the one that apologised.
Show me a picture of this Mexican.
Have you got both of them side by side? Have you got that photo?
I'm going to go through. I'm going to go through both anyway.
Right.
So that's what I need. New tab.
There. Yes. So, if you remember, like a few weeks ago, we talked about the woman on the plane, the plane lady with the.
Oh, you're not real.
Yeah, they're not real. Yeah.
Yeah, you
know. Her name's Gomez.
Real. Well, allegedly. I don't think
allegedly.
So.
She doesn't look like a Gomez. She looks like a Saunders or a Smith.
Yeah. Oh, fucking thing. Hold on, just got to sort me window out. Got to sort me windy out.
Yeah, so, like, I haven't actually seen this. Like, this is news to me today. I'd first come across
she's issued an apology for being upset at motherfuckers that ain't real. They just hate motherfuckers.
Wait, she's upset that they were real or weren't real?
She's apologised for being upset about motherfuckers that ain't real. You should never be upset about motherfuckers that ain't real. Because if a motherfucker and you got to call them out, haven't you?
Yeah.
They're not real. They're just in your mind.
Yeah. It was real in my mind.
Yes.
So right,
unfortunately, that seems to be the basis of.
Let's go through the original. Hopefully, this has got the original video in it.
Now, for those wondering, ADL, pay attention.
Yeah.
D.E.W.S, or directed energy weapons, it's got nothing to do with anything anti-Semitic. So anyway, why are Jewish space lasers burning up California and Hawaii?
I've got to talk about the woman first, the woman on the plane.
Oh, sorry. I just wanted to preface that the title,
so we can explain.
I was going to say,
So
I
let's
wanted to
see her
preface
storming
saying...
off the flight originally first.
Excuse me.
It ain't showing it. Because obviously... So there's Tiffany Gomez, allegedly.
Yeah. Okay.
So there she is. Can you see her, Hobbit?
Oh, yeah, I'm totally looking at the stream.
Right, well, you should do, because we're going to...
Yeah, I see her.
Yeah.
Don't forget, you're a standard moderator of this channel. To help the creator build a positive, safe community, you can delete inappropriate messages, put a participant in timeout, hide someone from the channel, manage messages held for review.
Right, so does this look like the
What,
same
am I
woman
supposed to be
who
a
said
nanny
that
for this
motherfucker
guy?
ain't
What
real?
the fuck? Who is that? Who the fuck is that?
Probably better known as
Okay.
Crazy Plain
There you go.
Wait.
She doesn't really sound
Which is
like her, so here's her
completely warranted.
talking as well. You should be able
As
to
you
hear her
know,
now,
I
Fraser.
have been unwilling to speak on the viral
That's not the
video,
woman on
but
the
I
plane.
do finally feel
She
that
says
it's
she
time.
is.
First and foremost, I want to.
Her hair's too long. Her hair's
take
grown a lot
full
in 5
accountability
minutes.
for
Isn't it?
Yeah,
my
exactly. It's like
actions that were completely
I was about to say it's
unacceptable.
also a different colour.
This is a
First of
different
all,
woman.
okay,
I
she-
should have been in control of my emotions, and that was not the case.
That's not the same
The use
woman.
of profanity was completely
Oh, she's not
unnecessary.
Gomez. She's Gomas.
And I want to apologize to everyone on that plane, especially those that had children aboard.
Why?
And I'm not even
hold
going
on.
All
into
right then.
that
Why aren't
and trying
Why
to
aren't you
explain to your kid
apologising
what
to the
in
lizard
world
man?
just happened.
Yeah, exactly. Can we get Lizard Man's fucking
We all
side of the
have
story?
our
Like, I want to
bad
hear Lizard
moments,
Man.
Yeah.
So
some
far, I don't think
far worse
he's
than
come forward,
others,
right? I mean,
and
Isn't
mine happened to
Lizard
be
Man the
caught
guy with face
on camera
tattoos?
for the whole world to see multiple times.
No. Well, she saw a motherfucker that weren't real, didn't she?
Trying not to sound like Minnie Mouse.
Still fit, but not as fit as the
Well, it
plain
has-
woman. So just so you want to just flick, I'll just flick back to the other picture. Does that look like the same
no,
woman?
come on.
Hobbit?
All right. Right, get me a shot of the ears. Right, I'm gonna go
No, it
fucking
doesn't.
autistic. Get me the ear shot. I need an ear shot.
Well, you got both
It's like
articles in there. I think in the same article it's got pictures of her as well. So if you scroll,
Right.
no, you have to open both articles
no.
about her up. She
I
don't.
can't-
she
I
don't
mean,
really show
I'm
you her
looking
ears.
at-
I don't want to see her on Insta. I don't want to see you on.
She's
Insta.
got different hair. She's
Yeah, you
got
do.
different
Let's see her on
eyes.
Instagram. Go on the Instagram.
I don't know if the voices are still the same.
I'm not
And
signed in on
Ash787
anything. I can't
says,
look at anything,
I just
I'm not
assume
signed in,
everything I
so-
see online now is AI, including
Alright,
all of you
okay.
guys.
Fuck's sake, Emmy. You
I
know,
don't have
got
an Instagram account. I'm sorry, I'm just not. I'm not an influencer or a fucking thought. Sorry.
Myth plausible then if you haven't got an Instagram account. Come on. What are we? What are we?
Like-
2-bit fucking
I'm not a
researchers
teenage
here.
girl,
Fucking
sorry.
14.
To be fair, boobies not as big. Oh, that could be woman trickery.
That could be tissues, right?
Yeah, it could be woman trickery. Women are shape-shifting demons. We know this. This is basic stuff. I just
No,
assume.
that face is all wrong. Go up. Scroll up again.
Hold on a sec. I just
Or
gotta
whatever.
go back to
Find
it.
the fucking video.
Right, there's the video. No, it's not.
Right.
Why does
No.
that not start? That's annoying me.
That's the other article, right?
Right, so which one do you want? Oh, I don't know.
Go down.
She looks
Down.
close.
Yeah, that one.
She looks close in.
Eyebrows are different.
Oh yeah, eyebrows are a lot bigger. Her
Yeah, and
eyebrows
she
have
got
bigger.
unless she had like stitched fucking eyebrows like since. Like, yeah, look at that. She's got no eyebrows. Fucking
top
lizard
lip.
man burned
She
them
hasn't
off
got
with his psychic fucking.
What's the thing called in the middle of your top lip?
Oh, what's that called?
Hobbit.
Well, you mean the palate, isn't it? It's the
No,
palate,
no.
right?
The thing in the in your top lip. Like you got that dent in the front of your lip.
Yeah, it's the thing that connects your mouth to the other side of it, right? It's
No, on the outside, that bit there. I can't remember what it's called. Can someone fucking in chat,
yeah,
please?
yeah.
Somebody.
Oh, okay.
Filtrim? Is it a filtrim?
Filtrum, right? Okay, filtrum is.
Let's have a look.
Yeah.
Filtrum, I think it is, isn't it?
Filtrum.
Hold on, let's have a look.
I'll this week's Fortean
The
thesaurus.
philtrum or medical cleft is a vertical indentation in the middle area of the upper lip. Right, so correct. Philtrum, pH, with a pH. So the look at. I think the philtrum is where you win and lose. This is her philtrum. Actually, if I refresh it, I can probably get her face back up. There we go.
Hi everyone, it's me.
Her philtrum's quite
Tiffany
pronounced,
Gomez,
isn't it?
Probably better
Yeah.
known as
Okay,
the-
Yeah. Look at hers. Hers isn't that pronounced, is it? Or it could just be
No.
because she's got her mouth open.
Is it one with her mouth closed? There must be one. Okay.
There's that one, the next one
Right.
down.
Yeah,
This is great stuff
you
for the
make it a little
podcast
bigger?
listeners when I ever put this up.
I know. Right. For podcast listeners, we're trying to like count the pixels between a woman's mouth and her nose.
I've counted
right?
the pixels.
No, that's not the same woman. Her eyebrows, like, come on, like, how many weeks has it been? A few weeks?
You can't see
a month, maybe.
eye colour. She's got green eyes, and I swear, plain lady's got brown
true.
eyes.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck off, Instagram.
Yeah, it's not the same woman.
Hi everyone.
No, I
it's
don't think so.
me,
Grifter.
Tiffany Gomez,
Grifter,
probably better known
slag,
as
grifter.
the
What's she
crazy
getting out of it?
which is
What is she
completely-
getting
Well,
out
she's
of
gonna-
this?
she's gonna
Like,
get all the
apologising
publicity
to this
now.
other woman. Right.
She's gonna get.
By making herself look crazy.
She's an
Is this the new
yeah, but
fucking
she's like,
Instagram
it's not
thing?
me. I was having an emotional crisis. I was on the rag, like women do, and then they get away with all this, don't they?
So it's just a plea for attention for.
Yeah,
what?
she's. It's stolen valor. It's stolen valor. Crazy Plain Lady wasn't the hero we needed. She was the hero we deserved.
Right. Yeah, no, go back to the hair parting as well. That's interesting. Go back.
okay then.
Oh, she's got it down now, hasn't she? Yeah, let's see if she's got that hair parting. Because that'd be something you probably couldn't fake.
Oh, that parting's quite a bit
class.
different, isn't it? Yeah, she's got a lot of the stuff right. I think she's very similar. I think what's happened, someone said, oh, you look like Crazy Plain Lady. And you're an internet
Right.
slag, so, go for it, love. I think that's what's happened.
Is this another? Well, what is the county in America with all those crisis actors? Is she in the book of fucking crisis actors?
Is she that one that's
good
been
to look
at
up?
all the disasters? Like the
County.
unluckiest
Oh,
woman
what's
in
it
the
called?
world?
County Morgan? No, County. Oh, what is it? It's something C, I think.
Yeah.
Is it C or M? Yeah, whatever. There's a county supposedly where all the crisis actors come from. They're in the sheriff's department book or
Oh, right.
something.
Like
It's fucking
like the fictional town from
It's like
all the
a-
John Hughes movies, Sherman, Illinois.
Yeah. Nah, I think there's 80% chance that isn't her.
Yeah, I think there's a good chance.
The only thing they got right, hair parting maybe. The hair parting seems on point.
what have we
The
got here?
eyebrows not the same.
Craig Wilson, not the same person. Fairy Morgana, they couldn't deep fake it. Maybe makeup.
Yeah. I mean,
just-
what's this it?
Ash says, I just assume everything
Well,
I see online
hold on,
now is
right.
AI.
You know
she
what?
Could be AI. She could
AI.
be.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. That's the point. Have you
I
seen
have-
that
I
Morgan
did-
Freeman thing?
I did think that
You seen
at
the
one
Morgan
stage.
Freeman video?
I did
Yeah.
think that at one stage she could be AI. Very, very plain room, isn't it? And it's kind
Yeah.
of like
Mhm.
guessed what she looks like from the Crazy
Not much
Plain video.
moving of the body as well, right? Not much moving of the body.
All right, let's watch
It's
it.
just the head.
Let's watch once more then. Okay, then, and we'll have a look and we'll see.
Hi everyone, it's me, Tiffany Gomez, probably better known as the Crazy Plain Lady, which is completely warranted. As you know, I have been unwilling to speak on the viral video, but I do finally.
Am I imagining it,
feel
or is there
it's
some like
time.
artifacting across the right hand
and
side as
foremost,
you're looking at it of her
I
nose?
Want to
Yeah.
take full accountability for my actions.
And who says full accountability for my actions? That doesn't even scan grammatically.
Full maybe Americans.
I want to take
You
full
forgot to add
accountability
American.
for my actions.
Distressed or not?
Oh! I've thought of another one. 2 piercings. Does she have 2 piercings? She's
No,
got 2
she didn't have
piercings
any.
either side.
Right. Okay.
She might have one in. Oh, I think we've got it. Oh, I don't know. It's hard to say because it's such shitty low resolution, isn't it?
Yeah.
I make a poll. Let's see. Is she
Crazy
Is
plain
she
same
real?
woman? Is she the crazy plain lady or crisis actor?
Flat lighting is a dead giveaway. Lately, I'm usually looking for if it's really a woman shapeshifter.
Here's the thing with what I watched on that Morgan Freeman AI video. They didn't really, the body didn't really move. So I mean, there is a little bit of movement in this, with the side. But again, AI is not very good with fingers, are they?
Yeah, again, very, very close cut, very, very close cropped.
Close, yeah.
I don't know how to post a poll on YouTube chat.
Let's have a look.
Well, anyway, I posted the question into chat. So see, I want to know what does chat say. I'm going to be a woman on this.
The plus at the bottom if you want to do it.
Well.
Is she the crazy plain lady or crisis actor? Ferry Magana says both.
Oh, you think that like this was all a staged hoax thing to begin with?
I mean, to be fair, we don't actually know what she was kicking off about.
No.
We don't know she was kicking off about a lizard bloke, do we? She could have just been having a moment, couldn't she?
Yeah, exactly.
To me, like, if that's the same woman, it's like, well, makeup's one hell of a drug.
Well, it is actually. You know, that's why the industry's so.
Women are demonic shapeshifters, Hobbit. You should know this. You let them near makeup.
Because
like,
not only do they practice child sacrifice with abortion, but the ones they do allow to be born, they practice ritual genital mutilation on them. Then they grind up the foreskins and put it in anti-aging cream and buy those.
Ashley's saying it's down to the nose. The nose knows with this one.
I'm 8% sure it's not her.
I've seen like really ugly Chinese and other Southeast Asian monkeys putting on makeup and looking like geisha girls, and they even do things to make their ugly ape noses into elfin.
Plain lady's pretty fit, to be fair, and she's not wearing a lot of makeup.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, because it's honest. What I'm saying is just like they can put on this mask. They might as well be wearing a latex mask like Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible, because that's how different it is to what their real face is.
It's possible. I don't know. My gut feeling is I think her mates have gone, you look a bit like her. I don't think crazy plain lady really wants to come out and show herself, so this woman's grifting off her.
Exactly. Why would she come out and
that knobhead,
apologies,
like that
guys.
knobhead, Alid Jones? There was that poor little lad, Peter. What is his name? Sung walking in the air, didn't he? And that grifter, Alid Jones, that took all the fucking credit for it. This is an Alid Jones situation.
Fucking hell. Aye.
Right, so it's the Jews. Directed energy weapons, that is.
ADL, please don't use Jewish space lasers on us.
Don't shoot the Jews at us.
Yeah.
Is anyone feeling a bit hot right now?
I was feeling hot.
I gotta take off my skin. Burning.
Oh, it's like a microwave.
I was feeling hot.
Yeah, it is.
I was feeling hot all day, but I work inside effectively an oven, so yeah.
Oh no!
Watch out! And I can't remember any more words to "Burning Down the House" by Talking Heads.
Right. Okay. So, are we going to go over like what is the do?
You get started. You talk about the Jews. I'm going to go and grab a beer. I'll be back in a sec.
Oh fucking hell! Right,
I wish I had a beer.
I've got to find the bloody article. Right?
I've looked in my fridge. All I've got is a warm bottle of presumably cider, and a bottle of wine, and that's all the drinks I've got in my fridge. I don't have any milk. I don't have any water, and I'm currently brewing up a fresh batch of water because the tap water is undrinkable.
Okay, so should we start with the Snopes article or directed energy weapon? Good.
Yeah.
Okay,
go with Snopes.
we'll go Wikipedia's definition first, because Wikipedia is very trustful and can't be edited and
almost as good
censored.
as Snopes.
Yeah, almost right. So a directed energy weapon, D.E.W. in brackets for short, is a ranged weapon,
also known as Jewish space laser.
Yeah, that damages its target with highly focused energy, without a solid projectile, including lasers, microwaves, particle beams, and sound beams. Potential applications of this technology include weapons that target personnel, missiles, vehicles, and optical devices. In the United States, the Pentagon, DARPA, the Air Force Research Laboratory, United States Army Armament Research Development and Engineering Center, and the Naval Research Laboratory are researching direct energy weapons to counter ballistic missiles, hypersonic cruise missiles, and hypersonic glide vehicles. These systems of missile defenses are expected to come online no sooner than the mid to late 2020s. So, China, France, Germany, United Kingdom, Russia, India, and Pakistan are also developing military-grade directed energy weapons, while Iran and Turkey claim to have them in active service. First use of the directed energy weapons in combat between military forces was claimed to have occurred in Libya in August 2019 by Turkey, which claimed to use the Al-Alaka directed energy weapon. After decades of research and development, most directed energy weapons are still in the experimental stage and it remains to be seen. Yeah, seen or even when they deployed as practical, high-performance military weapons. Well, today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to make the case that they've already been here. It's like the aliens, they're already here. So, where do you want to start with this, Hemi? Do you want to start at the beginning of time?
Let's start at the beginning.
Want to go with your, Right. Once upon a time in a land far, far away, in the United States of America, on a warm September's day.
Actually. Robert Watson Watt in 1935, the British Air Ministry asked Robert Watson Watt of the Radio Research Station whether a death ray was possible. He and colleague Arnold Wilkins quickly concluded it was not feasible, but as a consequence suggested using radio for the detection of aircraft and started the development of radar in Britain. So, can we have a death ray? Best I can give you is radar.
Yeah, we can't do that. Yeah, okay.
Oh, in response to Ash's question, I once saw some Carling on special offer, 18 cans for £12, and I bought it. And I knew going into it I wasn't going to be excited, but at the same time drinking it was just like, this is very bland. This is like drinking shandy, but with none of the flavour.
Carling's a lot like making love in a boat. It's fucking close to water.
It really is.
Okay. Right. So. Right. All right. So yes. Back to the.
Yeah.
Right. So. The first evidential case, potentially, or major one for me, for the evidence that there are directed energy weapons, are the September. That shit happened that day. Won't say the number.
As me and Hobbit call it, the 9th of November.
Yeah, the 9th of November. We'll call it that. On the 9th of November, in the middle of September, right? Something happened to some buildings, and they disappeared, right? And we've all heard, well, it was nanothermite. It was, CGI planes. There were,
controlled demolition.
What is it? Controlled demolition. Mini nukes, aliens. Even there's even aliens thrown in there.
I didn't know.
Right? Yeah.
What's the aliens?
Do you not know about the? Well, there was that ball lightning effect or whatever. Someone's caught on camera or something.
Ball lightning's bullshit. I'm not even convinced.
Fata Morgana.
Saying UFOs are ball lightning. I'm not even convinced ball lightning exists. Someone prove to me you can't prove ball lightning exists. So I don't know how they can go, well, UFOs are definitely ball lightning.
Well, ball lightning's just a Fata Morgana.
Or a fairy
ball
cannon.
Or it may be the result of a directed energy weapon. Alright, so...
Oh shit, no, there's the other one, isn't there? The bombs under the planes. Do you remember that one?
Oh shit, yeah, there was the funny... Oh yeah, look, the planes, guys, they look funny.
Yeah.
That means there's bombs on there, yeah. Oh, okay, so yeah, bombs melt steel beams. Remember?
Isn't there another one that the planes were actually empty? They were like cargo planes, but they were just full of explosives. That's another one, isn't it? Because there's a train of thought that says there are no passengers on any of the...
Well, that is literally like, that's them trying to come to a way to explain away how, like, all of the building disappeared rather than...
Yeah.
It went away, as Dr. Judy Wood would say.
In the interest of balance, I will say nobody's ever crashed into a skyscraper with an airplane before, so...
We've got the Empire State Building.
We've got no baseline.
Hemmy, you've forgotten. In 1942,
that bomber
a B-9 hit the Empire State Building.
Yeah, but
other than that, right?
I mean, one of those
old
glass
bomber,
monstrosities.
Not a modern.
One of those glass and aluminium monstrosities is what I'm talking about. A bit. Not a properly built building.
But no. What are you trying to say? The Twin Towers were...
Well, all I'm saying is we have no baseline to go, this is what should happen when a plane hits a building, and this is what won't happen when a plane hits a building, because it hasn't really happened, does it?
Okay, right. Yeah,
that's as far as I will go in defence of the mainstream narrative.
Did you ever see the old documentary? Did you see the old documentary with the architects of the World Trade Center building saying about how we designed the building to withstand an accidental strike from a craft? They likened it to, well, here's like a mosquito net and here's a pencil going through it. And you can see when they push the pencil through the mosquito net, it doesn't destroy the net. It's just you've now got a hole in the net.
Yeah. Which we saw on the day by the fact that the buildings stayed up for, was it a few hours?
I'm not saying it's comparable to a lorry strike, but I've seen like car crashes and lorry crashes, both simulated and real ones. And in the like test scenarios where even a lorry going at like 70 miles an hour hits a concrete barrier, like the concrete barrier will move, but it won't disintegrate. It will stay there. And planes are heavier than lorries. I mean, typically a max laden weight of a lorry is about 44 tons.
We've got another one.
But we've got
a new runner and rider. We've got recently I heard people saying all the videos were CGI, and presumably it was a normal demolition. In which case, how did nobody notice the difference?
Man, it was Bluebeam, Project Bluebeam on it. That's going to be the next one, guys. It was just all Project Bluebeam. The towers never even existed in the first place. It was just empty plot of land. You know, no one noticed for 100 years. Magic. Yeah. So, where was it?
Craig Wilson says building 6 or 7, can't remember, fell down without being hit. Fraser's telling us they all fell down without being. They all fell down with only 2 being hit.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's like bowling pins. You hit 2 down and they all fall down. Imagine that.
Wait, strike.
Strike. So right. Why do I bring up 9/11? Right, because the mainstream thing is, oh well, whatever you believe, mainstream theory or conspiracy theory, in quotation marks. You all think, well, yeah, okay, the buildings they fell down and caused a lot of damage, and Building 7 was live on the BBC when they said it had fallen down. And it was
20 minutes before
Larry Silverstein.
Down.
Yeah. Larry Silverstein was there. Yeah, he was saying pull it. You got all this, but what people seem to forget is it wasn't just...
No, luckily Larry Silverstein was just very prudent to get out an insurance claim a few days before the terrible events happened. He couldn't have foreseen it. He had no prior knowledge.
And
to claim he had prior knowledge is an anti-Semitic canard.
That's right, Hobbit. And the fact that we only seem to focus on the 3 buildings that fell over, right, and not the as I say, there are 7 World Trade Center buildings. All of them fell over on that day. And
you know what they should have built that building out of? Saudi passports.
Strongest material in the world, harder than diamond.
I'm like thinking in Ukraine, what they should have done is like for body armor and vehicles, shielding and stuff. They should make out Saudi passports.
Yeah,
no bullets will get through that.
Right. So,
do you know this one, Fraser? There was no significant seismic register when the buildings collapsed, implying there was little mass left to hit the ground.
Correct. That's part of the Jude Wood presentation. Yeah, she mentions that as we're saying, the buildings themselves were dustified, right? So these direct energy weapons
they weren't made of brick, though, were they? It was like mostly aluminium and glass, wasn't it? I'm trying to keep this. I'm going to be devil's advocate in this.
You're going to be devil's advocate, right?
Yeah,
okay.
I'll be devil's advocate.
Right.
So those buildings are pretty much only made of.
Yeah.
Because weren't there just the 4 corners were solid steel and then everything in between was aluminium?
No, they had no. Well, there was an inner column as well, an inner in a part of the building that was also steel, to hold it up, right? But the outside, was kind of hollow.
Ferry Morgana saw on Facebook that if you look through a Sony Ericsson T68 camera, the towers are still there.
Yeah, but the problem is you got to find one of those, haven't you? That's the only thing.
That's because John Titor's bought them all up, hasn't he? Him and his IBMs.
Maybe that's what Fringe was talking about.
Yeah. Well, what was the computer, Hobbit? Can you remember the one that John Titor came back in time to get?
IBM 7000 series or something.
What's the RAM on that? Is he? What was he queuing that specifically for? Was it Windows 95 on there or something?
I think it's a terminal machine to connect to a mainframe, and it needed specific. There's something about it that was that's fairly plausible why you'd need that specific hardware.
Ah, right, okay. But anyway,
I was talking with my dad about it, and he was asking me about the IBM 7150 or what. Someone in the chat knows exactly what computer it is, and they're looking at the John Titor archives now.
Yeah.
And I was like, that bit of the story, even just on my sort of, because I never really focused with mainframes, internal machines, but that bit, it was okay, that makes sense.
It doesn't make sense why you'd need it in the future, though, would it?
Again, we'd love to reread the story, but to me it was that part of the story is that's not bullshit.
Ash says,
I don't make
Ash says,
building like that fall into its own footprint. Yeah. It's not a brick chimney like Fred used to knock down. And even the thing is, the official theory, the pancake theory,
IBM 5100 Hobbit.
If you had the force falling down, you'd still have the column sticking up.
Yeah.
And also, if it really was a case of it collapsed and the force of the force falling down was enough to destroy the steel, and it wasn't built up to.
If I take my devil's advocate hat off for a second,
hang on,
it wasn't a controlled demolition, so it could have gone anywhere.
Right. However, all of that said, if it really came down like what it is, why was there molten steel for weeks afterwards? Surely if the steel was molten, it's okay, I know if you bend steel or iron, it warms up. But it's molten for weeks? What causes steel to be molten for weeks? You need a lot of energy to make metal molten, right?
Right.
Yeah, and it cooled. I'd say it cooled pretty quick. So you're talking September, so you're not the height of summer or anything like that.
Yeah. Actually, find a clip of where you see what I'm talking about with the tower turning to dust. Clip.
Even when it's still like smouldering, they're scooping up and they're sending off to India to scrap metal. It's like it's the biggest crime scene in all of history. That's what it's been quoted as.
Yeah.
And the evidence has just been shipped off to be
there it is. Found it.
Recycled.
Well, they need to send it to technical support to be checked out.
Right. Okay, Hemi, I'm going to send you something in the back chat.
Yeah.
Can you put this on screen and play it for us? Yeah. Right. So when we're talking about the towers coming down, we're talking about in Dr. Jubal's series, directed energy weapons or something we don't know, possibly affected not just the towers, but also everything around the New York area, because we're going to go into the other stuff that was found that day, right? So, if you want to play the video, Hemi.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
Okay.
Right, we don't need the sound on, do we?
Sound? Not really, no. Right, so on the video, what we're watching here, right? That's the towers fell down, right? So far. This is on the south, one of the corners of the building, right? Still standing.
So is he trying to show you what he wants you to see with those weird transitions?
Yeah, I don't know. Someone fucking first time editing, I think. But look, right, okay, so the building's there, right? Or the columns, right, are left from the building, and then watch them just...
They just disintegrate, like the Rudy Ash,
dust.
aren't they?
Yeah.
I'll put it on again so people can see, and you can carry on.
Yeah.
Just carry on talking. I'll carry on playing it.
Right. So what we're talking about with directed energy weapons, we're talking about a mass being like atomized, vaporized, so that it turns into dust, or removing most of the mass of the object you're applying it to.
Because also the heat's supposed to be coming down from the top, isn't it?
Yeah.
So why is
there's many weird things about this.
That's collapsing from the bottom. So you know, the story we're told is jet fuel can melt steel beams. So why is that
can jet fuel do that to steel beams? Yeah, and why is it turning to dust? Can jet fuel do that? Is that what normally happens when jet fuel heats steel? Does it evaporate like that? Is that what we see if you were to melt, a steel beam? Would it would turn liquid, right? Not gaseous.
Mm.
So this is what we're talking about: a change from solid matter into.
It looks ashy because it disintegrates, doesn't it?
Yeah. So what happened also is very important to why we're going to be talking about Maui, the thing that's happened recently in the last week or so, is because on the day of 9th of November, basically, it wasn't just the building, those three buildings that I said, World Trade 7, 1 and 2, right?
Yeah.
World Trade 3, 4, 5 and 6 were also ended up with being demolished, right? Being destroyed, right? If you take a picture of the aerial photos of the World Trade Center complex back in the day after the attacks, you'll come across anomalies such as World Trade Center 6 with a massive hole in the middle of it. The other buildings are completely, utterly gone, like vaporized, kind of, except World Trade Center 4, I think. It's like half the building's still there, kind of. It's still collapsed. Also, we take note of what is happening on the ground at street level. There is, after the, shall we say the big pyroclastic, I don't want to say pyroclastic because it wasn't hot, but the smoke cloud that like rushed through Manhattan that day. You remember seeing all those people with like dust all over their faces and that?
Mm.
Weirdly, there was parking lots and streets, and even the fireman trucks that came to the bottom of the World Trade Centers.
Fireman person trucks now.
Yes, fireman person. Right. Okay. Sorry, this is 2023. Yeah.
Yes.
I believe they're called. God, I believe they're called people of fire now.
I had this argument with a friend of mine recently who's like, he had to look up what the R word meant because he's like, oh, it's retard an insult now. You can't say that. Because he was trying to say to that he's a craftsperson. I was like, you're a stonemason and a blacksmith. I'm a craftsperson. Like, you're a craftsman.
You are a man and you do crafts.
You're a man that crafts things out of stone and metal. You are a craftsman. Yeah.
Right. Yes. Okay. So that was a bit of a tangent. Where are we going with the Hobbit?
I just get annoyed with no, I just fireman.
But you can't.
You were talking about.
You can't calling them craftsmen. They're men of craft.
Oh yeah, the fireman. Yeah, right. Okay,
That's it. Fireman person trucks.
Yes, fireman person trucks. So
they're persons of fire, Hobbit. Stop being so fucking racist.
Yes.
Okay.
The conveyances for the firefighters.
Right. So there were all these vehicles, right? Strewn around Manhattan with, oddly, their door handles missing and burnt to, like, their paint jobs, like, completely burnt off. Everything inside melted. Engine blocks completely destroyed, melted through in some cases. Basically liquid metal kind of.
Well, do you remember the last time we were talking about this? We were talking about melting points of aluminium and steel, and aluminium has a lot higher melting point than steel, but steel is melting, not aluminium in some cases.
That's right, yeah, and there was huge amounts of paper strewn all over the place.
Oh,
that was the bit which I remember.
Puff, didn't it? And
you remember that? Yeah.
The
Exactly. Everything burnt or disappeared except the paper, right? You know, jet fuel versus paper, who would win? And the Saudi power. Yeah, it was made out of paper. Yeah. Maybe that paper was made out of Saudi paper. That's a magical ingredient, right? Magical Saudi trees, the melting Saudi trees.
The melting point of aluminium is 660 degrees Celsius, or that's 1220 degrees in Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
And let's have a look at steel. Now, there's different alloys of steel, I know, but I'm just going to type in
me, Hobbit. My
steel.
My autism's going off because in the song "Burning Down the House," 365 degrees, but as we know, paper burns at 415 degrees Fahrenheit.
At Fahrenheit 415.
So how did they set fire to the house if they couldn't
even
set fire to paper?
No, it's Fahrenheit 451.
451. Okay, well, I just say 415. Okay, then I was nearly there.
It has cast iron is not malleable even when hot, but it can form by casting as a lower melting point than steel. Yeah, but it's not telling me. I'm looking for melting point. So let's go to the second one. First plane metal lower melting points. Melting point lower than that. In comparison, cast iron melts at 1,375 degrees, so that's like twice the melting point of aluminium. Yep. So what about steel? What is the melting point of steel?
What are you made of? Is that alloyed steel or?
It's mild steel. The melting point of steel ranges from 1425 to 1540 C. So that's about 2600 to 2800 Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
I thought aluminium had a lower melting point.
Right, yeah. So
you can burn aluminium in a fire, by the way.
Can you burn a fire?
When I have a fire, I put aluminium in it because that's good for the chimney and the flue.
How about a big old chunk of magnesium? Do you throw that in there, Hobbit?
Oh yeah, I have. That's quite a good way to get a fire started.
But the only experiment I remember from school that is getting the old magnesium going.
Now, my lawyer has advised me to say I can neither confirm nor deny what other substances I put in my stove. It's just solid fuel as approved by DEFRA.
Yeah.
DEFRA. Is it WEF approved now?
You defer to DEFRA.
Right. Okay. So
I would never burn anything that would be environmentally unfriendly in my fireplace.
So we've got all these recipes on this day of something that doesn't make sense, right? We're talking about directed energy weapons, and we don't know the cause of what brought down these buildings on that day, right? Still, And since that day, it's been kind of, is there any actual other similar events that have happened to this that have sparked something? Well, okay, we've got a scientific basis to work from, and similar effects. What are the same things that are happening? Well, lo and behold, recently, in the last 3 or 4 months,
well, actually, you've missed one out, haven't you? Before we get to present day, there was one in 2018.
Was there?
Snopes says, sorry, 2020.
Oh right.
Snopes says that were the 2020. Hold on, I'll wait for it to come up. Were 2020 California wildfires started by direct energy weapons? Wink, wink. Snopes say, no, there's no way this happened. This is false. Wink, wink.
Right.
So, in the late summer and fall of 2020, conspiracy theory thread spread on social media, claiming the catastrophic wildfires again that raged on the west coast were started by advanced laser weaponry. Conspiracy theories about direct energy weapons and wildfires have been circulating online since at least 2018, the same year that Camp Fire killed 88 people and destroyed thousands of homes in Northern California. Direct energy weapons are weapons of war. The U.S. Department of Defense. Hold on, I'll put this picture up because there's a meme here.
Whilst Terry's saying that, in response to Craig's statement, we lost ships at the Falklands, the superstructure and the frigates made of aluminium. Exocets, not surely the Exocet. I'm looking up here, but as far as I know,
you remember Simon Weston?
Most weapons are explosive, so I'm pretty sure the explosive force will have more to do with shearing the aluminium than any incendiary effect.
Have you heard any of Simon Weston's stories about when he escaped the Galahad? He said they were people were just melting. They were trying to get out, and as they were grabbing the sides of the ship, their hands were just melting.
Oh,
it's grim.
Yeah, it's grim.
Yeah, well, you remember the state of the poor fella, don't you?
Yeah. Oof.
So there you go. California says a meme, which is false. Look there, wink, wink. Snopes say this one's false. Wink, wink.
They have to put false on a meme, right? Oh yeah, I've seen this. Yeah.
California's fires were caused by directed energy weapons. Plastic is a microwave-safe material. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. This is false. Wink, wink. Says Snopes. Yeah. In late 2020, in the wake of yet another round of devastating fires, this time raging in California, Oregon and Washington state, Facebook users shared the following meme as evidence the fires were caused. No, they didn't. They shared it because it was a meme.
No, they just...
Memes aren't evidence. Sorry, Snopes. They're just not. I'll just call me... I'll do Snopes. Are memes evidence? False. There you go. I'll be Snopes. The image
we put Stephen J. James on to be the voice of Snopes.
The image above is not from a wildfire in 2020. The original image was taken in 2015 by AP photographer Elaine Thompson. The original image was included in a gallery of photographs published by ABC News depicting the 2015 Valley Fire. So Snopes trying to tip us off.
So it was a fire.
So Snopes trying to tip us off that the 2015 Valley Fire was a directed energy weapon. Is that what they're trying to do?
Yeah. Yeah. I think they're like, look,
wink,
guys,
wink,
here, wink,
wink,
wink.
wink. This is false. Wink, wink. Look at this that didn't happen. Wink, wink. According to investigators, see, they don't even go the cause of the fire was. They go according to investigators. See, Snopes don't even believe it. The Valley Fire was caused by a hot tub with improperly installed wiring at a residential home in the town of Carl.
Oh yeah,
the old dodgy wiring. The old dodgy wiring,
or in the case of Maui, the dodgy power lines. Yeah, that's it. You know, fucking. Yeah.
Well, many of the fires were started by dry lightning strikes, as opposed to wet lightning strikes. Right.
Okay. So we already had a wildfire. So where did the hot tub come in then?
Well, many of the fires were started by dry lightning strikes, as I say, opposed to wet lightning strikes. Some were caused by what the fuck's going on there?
Oh, we're talking about 2020 now, not about 2015. All right, okay, fair enough. Yeah.
I'm trying to read about the Exocet missile, and I can't find anything about what its warhead contains. It's 165 kilograms. I assume it's going to be an explosive because...
Oh, that's the end of that one. That's nearly the end. I've nearly
thermite.
Right.
Okay.
So, while many of the fires were started by dry lightning strikes, some were caused by human activities. For example, the El Dorado fire was caused by a pyrotechnic device used by a family at a gender reveal party. Experts say the intensity and frequency of wildfires in California as a whole area are being exacerbated by climate change. No, they're actually being exacerbated. Do you know why they're being exacerbated? Because in its infinite wisdom, the state of California decided to buy a load of eucalyptus trees. And what do you guys know about eucalyptus trees?
Koalas really like it.
What you should know. Go on then, Hobbit. I think you know, don't you?
Yeah, eucalyptus trees have this worrying habit of spontaneously combusting.
Oh, right, okay.
It was
not only that, they're absolutely chock full of oil, which means they're basically barrel bombs.
Yeah, it's a shit post 100 years in the making. Love from Australia. All these
is that what the koalas are for then? To keep them from exploding? To eat them? Is that how they keep them in check with koalas?
Well, what? Okay then. So now we know how dangerous eucalyptuses are. Why are we not having the same forestry fires and the same things happening in Australia?
Yeah. Why isn't Australia continually on fire? Yeah, exactly. Explain that. It's hotter than
home of the
California.
Eucalyptus tree.
Yeah, exactly. Why is it not on fire?
it might be because the abos drink it. Maybe, I don't know.
The fucking koalas, man. They keep it in check. They stop it from exploding. It's like suck up the juices out, right?
Is that what stops them exploding? Chlamydia. I don't know whether you know, but do you know koalas are absolutely full of chlamydia? Because I remember there was a photo shoot with. One Direction.
And rabies as well.
And people made the joke that because koala piss is full of chlamydia, apparently.
Oh no! How?
I don't know. All I know is I know they carry chlamydia.
Imagine! That just bears a thought. No.
Okay, Craig Wilson. Oh, you seen what Craig Wilson said, Hobbit?
Craig Dave. Oh no.
Yeah, the reason the ships, it's explosions. It's the tearing stress of an explosion that does it. It's not heat. I know there's heat in explosions, but that's not what's causing. Heat takes time to warm the aluminium up, and it's explosions.
Yeah. So that's the end of that one then. Okay, then Fraser, carry on.
Right. Well, okay. So. Where were we? We were talking about the...
So remember, 2020 California, which wink,
wildfires. There's people suggesting that was energy weapons, right?
But
also, recently, Well, here's the thing: there's been a lot of wildfires recently, and this has seemed to be a trend all across in North America, actually. We had the ones in New York State and Canada. Canada's basically on fire right now. But,
on a slight tangent, Fraser, do you think Hurricane Sandy was HAARP gone out of control?
Ooh.
Do you remember Hurricane Sandy that absolutely wrecked the eastern seaboard of America? Do you remember when New York was flooded? I think that was possibly HAARP going out of control.
Yeah, I don't know. HAARP just seems to be like the normie kind of go-to distraction to me. Like, oh look, it's HAARP, everyone. Just blame it on HAARP. And like everyone then gets dumb when they find out it's just a weather vane or something.
Hobbit, where are you on the HAARP question?
Angels don't play this HAARP.
Angels don't play this up.
But yeah, okay. Well, yeah, all right. Okay, so basically half the world's on fire in North America right now. Like Canada's basically a raging bush fire itself. And this brings us to what happened recently in Maui. And we have, well, some rather similar effects of what happened in the streets of Manhattan on November the 9th.
Right, so where's Maui? Is that the upper one or the lower one? Do you want me to put up first on Twitter?
Right, okay, so which one did you get? Go with the...
The lower one's got the better video, I think, hasn't it?
But that's not the one I wanted to show you. It was the one where the helicopter. There it is.
I'll put that one up for now because that is a pretty good video.
Right. Okay. Right. Have you?
Oh yeah, that's not the one I'm looking for.
That's the one. Right. I posted it. That it's an overview, aerial view of what the devastation, should we say? Right.
Okay. Let's do this one.
Okay. Okay, you got that.
Right, that's playing now.
Turn off.
I'll mute it because we don't need the sound, do we? Because you can say what's going on.
Right, okay, so, this is the devastation that was left after the wildfires, right?
And the reason we started off with the 11th of September things is because the last time I saw cars and destruction of this type, very selective fires of this type, was on the streets of New York with melted cars and the unburnt paper. The paper's not even singed. Also, a fire results in unsinged office papers, but melted cars.
This is
the cars look the same way as like aluminium does in my fire, where it started to disintegrate and crumple and goes grey.
As you can see, right? It's very, very selective. Right, this part of the town completely gone. Right, roads immaculate. Right, nothing on them. Right, fields, this bit's all there. But then once it spins around again, you'll see it. There's like literally green next to burnt. Well, there we are. Right, pause it there.
Oh,
if you can.
Oh. Hold on, just jog it back a sec. There you go, that there.
You got it? Yeah. See the green? Yeah. Like, fire comes straight through on the other end, right? I'm assuming that this is what's been burnt, right? Big patch of green. It goes around it. Everything else is destroyed, right? Oddly enough.
I'll put the next one on. I think this is the one with the...
Yeah.
Why do I keep putting the wrong one up?
Why we're finding is it's not just direct energy.
That's the wrong one. It must be the. Try this one then.
Is that the one with the church?
I keep putting the wrong one in. I keep looking for the one with the.
Right. This is the more like Okay.
Why both links putting the fucking same thing up?
Is it not scroll down? Maybe. Scroll down, is it? I don't know.
No, because that's all the links I put in earlier. Have I got to go up?
Or down? You got this one, right?
Found it. Is it David Curtin's video, isn't it?
No, it isn't. It's this one. In the back chat, I've put them in the back chat. It's the Patriot Voice one. So it's the one above the building disintegrating, that one.
What kind of fire burns like this?
Yeah.
No, that's the one I've just put on.
No, Patriot Voice.
Patriot Voice,
the one
got it.
below it. Yeah. Yeah, that's the one. But yeah, even I'll talk about David Curtin in a minute. It's interesting that
fucking Discord.
Even people like David Curtin aren't believing this is aren't believing the hype, should we say, of it was just a wildfire.
It's just a wildfire. Here we go.
Yeah,
we're going now.
Nothing.
We're going.
This. There we go. So this is run by the church.
Yep.
Where's the one with the dog?
As you can see, nice church. Oh, I've got that one. Everything else smouldering. Look at that, still smouldering, right? Where have we seen that before? Still smouldering, right?
Yeah, and it's smouldering from above.
Fuel didn't melt these beams.
The roof is scorched. You see that on the house?
Is it?
So when he swings round to the house, Look, the roof is scorched. See, the roof is scorched. The black bit
near
the church. That's not shadow. That's scorched, isn't it?
Near the church, right? Okay. Oh, there. You mean there? Are you sure? Oh, wait. Yeah. Is that a shadow? That's not a shadow, is it?
That's what I mean. That's not a shadow, is it?
But look at the ground here, right? Look at the ground. It's still smoking.
That's not because you see the edge of the sign is scorched there. The edge of the sign is scorched, and that's not shadow because what's above there? Nothing.
No, well, that's long shadow on the bottom, right? Is that it? That could be it. The shadow.
Yeah, I'm not talking about the bottom. I'm
talking
about the roof of that little, whatever that is. That's not a build. It's like a
over the sign, right?
Above the building behind the sign.
Oh, is that? But oh wait, shit. Wait, no, that's above the sign, isn't it? I can't tell. Is that above or?
It's a building behind the sign. It's like a carport or something behind the sign.
Right. Okay. It could be that tree over there, maybe. But what I found interesting from this video is the fact that the ground is still fuming. Right, we saw that on 9/11 as well, and obviously again, like there's selective burning. Like this place never got touched, but everywhere around it was, scorched to the ground. Basically, it's, and I don't know where this is facing because supposedly the wildfire started from the mountains, right, which was in the northwest. I think was it northwest or northeast? I can't remember, but they said they were north, right? The mountain, that's weird. Like the winds and the wildfire came in from the north, right?
Well, I finally got the right video. So here's the one with the dog now and the cars.
Yeah. Yeah.
You watching this one, Hobbit?
Yeah.
Okay, so we got the cars.
My God.
It's Manhattan 2001 again.
Yeah, and
with the tyres, the rubber completely gone.
Yeah, door handles missing.
A charcoal dog.
Tyres gone. Tyres, wheels, rims melted into the floor. Look at that.
Yeah. There's the dog statue.
Yeah. Turn to what looks like Pompeii, right? That's like something out you find at Pompeii, right?
And also, there's no one in any of these cars.
Yeah, no one in the cars. This is the other thing they mentioned as well. If people had been in their cars, right, on these roads, why are the doors not open?
Yeah.
If that was a traffic jam or people like wanting to trying to escape the city, why did people not, if they were feeling hot or get out of their cars? Why are all the doors shut?
The ones along the side could be just parked.
Yeah, but the ones on the road, right?
In the road, in the middle.
Yeah. When you get to the ones in the road, why are the doors shut? Did they? Oh God, we're burning here. Let's just shut the door.
Keep the door shut. The heat won't get in.
Yeah, keep the door shut, guys. Yeah, that'll work. The car's on fire, but let's keep the door shut as we try and get out. Right?
Yeah. Just the weird thing is, it shows how much plastic is in these cars, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Hold on, wouldn't those bumpers be plastic? But unless they have metal bumpers in America, I don't know.
I'm not sure, but it seems the front ones are plastic, right? On that vehicle on the left.
Alloy wheels usually made out of aluminium, so that melts.
But look at that car, right? Wait till the end. If you go back to the end of that one before it cuts off and restarts, you'll see it.
So sad.
At the very end, right? Okay, so this car on the left here. Now stop. Pause.
The engine block. You can
engine.
See
one on the right and the one on the left. Engine block completely gone.
Hobbit.
There, right in the middle, right?
Aren't most petrol blocks alley though these days? Hobbit isn't it only diesels that are still cast iron?
I think you find diesel aluminium engines as well.
I know diesel cast iron are more common than petrol. because petrol tend to be aluminium blocks now, don't they?
I really don't know much about modern engines. I mean, the vans I work on, they feel like steel.
Yeah.
So I blame it on the Irish.
Let's see what the chat have got to say about seeing.
Yeah. I also try and find the boats. Oh, fucking the boats one was like, oh, what the fuck? That's the real like.
Someone said, "Is that Obama's bass brother?" Because he's what's his name? Some Malik Obama or something. His name.
Is it? Oh, fucking hell.
Yeah.
But yeah, some people are claiming that celebrities' houses weren't touched, but then others are saying, well, they're not in the actual area.
Well, that's you heard about that striking actor who's had to sell his. We got to feel sorry for him because he's had to sell his $1.7 million house and downsize, so we've all got to feel sorry for him.
Well, welcome to the fucking eat bugs and live in the pod, just like everyone else now. Congrats. Yeah. Where did the boat one go, man?
The parking is kind of weird on that, though, isn't it?
I mean, yeah, that could just be Americans, right? Yeah.
It's where are they? They're in Hawaii, though, aren't they? So that's down by the beach. So I suppose everyone would be parking anywhere, wouldn't they?
Yeah. But yeah, there are plenty of inconsistencies with this Mali wildfire. Also, what's interesting is so we've got all this devastation in Lahaina, I think it is Lahaina, downtown Lahaina. From what I understand, none of the celebrities actually live there. So people who are claiming that, oh well, none of the ones were touched, right? I think that's false, because I don't think most celebrities live in Lahaina, like Jeff Bezos and that. No. So then there was also, did you see the Whoopi Goldberg stuff? She tried to give people pillows and soap.
No.
And everyone just told us to do one. Yeah, you not see that?
People are really turning against them, aren't they?
Yeah, but the reason why this is all the celebrities, or it's kind of.
Oh, how about this one? I've just got Lahaina, Hawaii. August 23, 2023, a wildfire destroyed most of Lahaina. As of August 16th, 110 deaths have been confirmed and 1,300 people are missing.
Where did they go? Where could they go? Bit interesting, isn't it?
How about this? Other various interpretations of the name Lahaina include Day of Sacrifice and Day of Explanation.
The 8th as well, supposedly, is a very because this happened on the 8th of August.
Hold on. So, Lahaina means cruel or merciless sun, describing very sunny, dry climate. According to legend, a bald chief living in Kahuna Valley was walking without a hat and cursed up at the hot sun. He said, "Hey," I won't butcher it. He said, "What an unmerciful sun." Because I don't know whether we'll talk about that. I haven't really researched back into it, but they have one of the national parks is in Hawaii, and 2 hitchhikers got burned up, and they believe it was by a fire spirit.
Yeah, with the volcanoes and stuff in Hawaii, supposedly
I think is it Big Kahuna National? Is it Big Kahuna National Park? I think it's called.
Might be. But yeah, the volcano, literally has a demon kind of thing, in their folklore tales. Yeah. Yeah, so all the celebrities don't actually live in Lahaina, so I think that's a false narrative that's kind of. But what is interesting is before all of this happened, they were talking about turning Lahaina into a 15-minute city. WEF.
Did you know Jurassic Park was filmed in Lahaina?
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
The Hulk was filmed on Kahakaloa. What else? Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End was filmed in Pukalani. Oh, there you go. So yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. But yeah, so there was talk of the 15-minute city stuff. They're going to develop it into a smart city. There was, residents didn't want to sell. There's, all this kind of.
Oh, the residents didn't want to sell.
Now.
Oh, it'd be a shame if something happened to your buildings, wouldn't it?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. If you left with nothing, and now Jeff Bezos can sweep in and pay pennies on the dollar.
Is this what they call a fire
Cents
sale?
on the dollar. Yes, quite literally a fire sale. Yeah.
You burn everything, and now it's like, okay, I'll give you $5 for the ashes.
Yeah, basically, yeah. There also there was the governor has said, oh, we're going to turn this into a monument and keep it open. They're not going to rebuild it or something. He's been talking about that. It's kind of weird, the talk around what they're doing with it or going to do with it now, before and after. It's very bizarre. And to cap it all off, within 48 hours of the fires, a book had been written about the wildfires, claiming that the reason why this was happening was because of climate change.
I remember it was called global warming, and Hemi remembers when it was called global cooling.
Well, I'm not quite old enough to remember global cooling, but I caught the tail end of it when I was a kid, because global cooling was 70s. So you had global cooling. I remember things when I was a kid where they were predicting the next ice age and stuff like that. we were heading into the next ice age. Yeah, and then we had global.
Well, we are in an interglacial period.
Then we had for 5 minutes, we had the hole in the ozone layer.
Oh yeah, that.
Yeah, and then we went into global warming quite rapidly after that, because that was there's a hole in the ozone layer, and did you know CO2 traps heat? I think that was it.
And that's why I was getting cooler, right? And then all of a sudden, it's getting warmer again. So that must be fixed.
Yeah, because I don't know whether you've listened to much Dellimpole, but Dellimpole had a guy on, and he was saying that the reason the records begin in the I think the satellite data they've had for a lot longer than they actually show, because what the satellite data shows is that the temperatures went up and then they came back down again.
Yeah.
Oh, acid rain! Do you remember acid rain, Hobbit? You old enough to remember that?
I do, and in fact, that was an interesting.
Think of the Norwegian forest.
Because what we found out with acid rain was, it turns out when you burn coal, it produces sulfuric acid, as it's got sulfur in it.
Yeah.
So what they did is they used this technology from phosphorus refining called a chimney scrubber, where you spray a fine mist into the smokestacks, and then it turns all the aerosolized products into liquid. So then there's all this toxic waste which is shipped in barrels from power stations.
Yeah.
Mind you, in China, they don't bother with the chimney stacks. They just go, LOL, that go over to Japan, the Pacific. We don't care about polluting the air. So the thing is, we got rid of all of our coal power stations, which were clean, and all they were giving out was just carbon dioxide. And instead we go for China, which is just LOL, open up 100 coal power stations for everyone Europe and America closes.
I was talking to my mechanic, and he was saying that these modern HGVs, they have literally zero emissions, and they have to fudge the emissions tests. So they have something on there so they can actually pass the emissions test, because they have zero emissions and they don't get picked up on the MOT test.
I work with vehicles which from Euro 4 to Euro 6 cats, and the Euro 6s are diesel with we use in the AdBlue, and I know what diesel smells like. It is nasty stuff, but the exhaust from these diesels just smells a bit like not exactly cooking oil, but it's not really a diesel-y smell, if that makes sense. It's kind of just like a sort of a bit whiffy, but it's not the horrible sooty smell you get from old diesels.
Yeah.
Yeah, but LOL China.
Yeah.
I really like
our 0.5% of global pollution emissions. If we stop that, we'll just save the world, right? Yeah.
Well, the thing I really like about this world is people go, oh, I want to make a positive difference, so I'm going to install solar panels on my house to combat the evil polluting costs. Like, right, okay, you're never going to get back the energy it took to make those panels. It was made using quartz, which is a rare and finite material.
Nasty chemicals in the treatment in the.
You need a lot of coke and coal in order to melt this quartz into it. And hydrofluoric acid, gallium arsenide, and in China, where these solar panels are made, there's no quality control. They just dump all this toxic waste into rivers. There's videos in China where rivers just spontaneously combust. Oh, and Craig Wilson, you're right. AdBlue is, I think it's 60% urea and 40% water. The urea comes from pig piss. So Muslims, don't breathe in diesel fumes, because if you are, you're committing a haram. And Jews also, you can't breathe in our air because our air is not kosher. So I hope in Israel and Saudi Arabia they only ever use petrol.
I think fucking.
Well,
the thing is, like, the realistic thing is that even if the British Isles shut down everything tomorrow, went back to the Stone Age, used horse and carts, etc., we still wouldn't make a dent in global warming. Even if it is possible to change the temperature through tax. Well, that's the serious bit done. Anyway, Fraser, where were you?
Thank you. Now to our scheduled broadcasting. So no, basically, So where we're at now is kind of waiting to see what the next move is, and where did all those people go? I'm still waiting for evidence of. There have been claims of people being, there are supposedly bodies like melted in the cars, like the dog on the street.
Maybe that's what the missing 1,300 are.
Well, I mean, how do you lose 1,300 people on such a small island like that?
Does it say the actual size of?
It's not that big.
Yeah,
it's one of the smaller islands.
That's 10% of the population. As of the 2020 census, Lahaina had a resident population of 12,702. So they lost 10% of their. 1 in 10 people in Lahaina are missing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, total area 9.29 square miles.
9.2.
That's total, including water.
That's tiny.
That's total, including water. If you count just the land, it's 7.78 square miles.
Yeah, exactly.
So
you could walk around in a day.
So in 8 square miles, they've lost 10% of the population. They can't find them.
And again, it's. I'm sorry to say this, but it's not hard to outrun a fucking wildfire. Wildfires don't go that quick, right?
Ferry Magana says hide and seek champs.
Yeah.
Unless the the fire is caused by the Jewish space lasers, also known as directed energy weapons.
Yeah.
Well, no. I mean, if you, I don't know, can you outrun a directed energy weapon?
Wasn't that
answers on a postcard?
Here's the thing. You know how UFOs are like super fast and they sort of zip from one place to the other super quick, right? And just like do incredible like on the spot turns.
Yeah.
Well, you know how like if you had like a searchlight up in the air and you shine it on clouds and stuff, you could make it go from one cloud to another really, really fast. So like if it was an actual object, it'd be going at thousands of miles an hour, and then it stops on a dime. Well, the thing is, it stops on the shilling. Yeah. It's not gonna be like it's not really the light that's moving. It's the projection that's moving, but it's the projection we see. And I'm just wondering. I'm not saying the UFOs are projection like from a searchlight, but I'm also saying that maybe then, what if they're not a physical object? Because we've never been inside one of these, except for that poor boy who got nonced by that ship with the horrible creatures in it. Flight of the Navigator.
That was a dark film. That was a dark film.
For anybody who's not seen it, it's about this liquid metal ship which kidnaps boys and has the paedophile triangle symbol on all of its panels, and it's trying to be like...
It just happens to be a Disney film as well, doesn't it?
It's trying to show like, they're going to go on an adventure and he's going to see the world and space and stuff, but he's literally
take
kidnapped.
The mick out of that in South Park, didn't they? I think that was the Starving Marvin episode. You remember when Starving Marvin?
I don't think that was the same ship. No. I know what you're on about there.
In the spaceship flying so high. I think that's a bit like the song from Flight.
Can we stop this music? It's really gay.
Yeah.
Which they can't say that on South Park anymore, because if something's really gay, that means it's a really good thing.
Yeah.
Your HIV positive diagnosis is really gay.
Yeah.
But the thing with Flight of the Navigator is
unless
he's just
unless
trapped
you're a
on
policewoman, based police service.
Yeah.
You're not.
In which case,
it's bad.
Yeah, it's like the homophobic West Yorkshire police.
Yeah,
but like, I'm arresting your autistic daughter for saying I look.
Dare you say I look gay?
I say I look like her lesbian grandmother.
Yeah,
because her grandmother happens to be a lesbian.
Mm.
Maybe that's why your granddaughter's on autisms.
Yeah.
But the thing about Flight of the Navigator is I don't remember much of it. It's just there was this what's the thing in the film where you reach like a crisis moment? Is it just called the crisis moment? And the crisis moment was
structure in it. It's like the end of the second.
Oh yeah.
It's the end of the first act. Is where the thing happens.
And then the thing of the Flight of the Navigator is just he's trapped on the ship, and then like he realizes the ship is not really benign, and I think it's just an analogy for getting nonce. Like, I'm going to abuse your child and then give them
child
gifts.
Covering repressed memories by pretending he was. Is that the real dark story of Flight of the Navigator? He's just covering up repressed memories of being nonce.
Well, my dad told me of someone who he knew the guy, and his son was getting nonced, and like the only way they found out was because like the abuser was giving him gifts like golf clubs. It's like, but my son doesn't even golf. Why are you giving him golf clubs? And I just feel like the Flight and the Navigating sayings, like, it's doing the Hellraiser bit. I have such sights to show you, and and it's got the horrible monsters, which are just secreted away amongst the hidden walls and.
Well, it's all the other kids. I think it's the kids.
You know what?
I think it's the kids' repressed memories where he's covered up the faces of the other kids that were nonced and pretends they're aliens.
Do you know what this reminds me of? Maybe Flight for the Navigator is like a
says ale maps. Are they Isla maps? Are they?
I pedos. Ayla Malpedos. Oh no, the Ayla Mals Plus. The plus stands for paedophile. I wonder now. It's a bit of a niche film, but I watched it because Harold Budd.
Barry Morgana says it makes sense because the second time he comes back, 5 years had passed. Is that some sort of arrested development?
Oh, so he's got like 5 years of repressed memories. My God, I didn't know that. Shit. Yeah. What if, right? What if?
It's just the real story is like, and here's what really happened, and it's just he's in Jimmy Savile's basement or something.
What if, right? The Flight of the Navigator is a prequel to the film Mysterious Skin. If you haven't watched Mysterious Skin, don't watch it. It's really disturbing.
Scarlett Johansson where she's in Glasgow, or is that another one?
No, it's set in America, and it's about two teenagers as they come of age. One of them's convinced he's been abducted by aliens, so he goes and finds other people around about the same time. And the other one, who's convinced he's been abducted by aliens, turns out is a rent boy. Except the rent boy hasn't repressed his memories and remembers being nonced as a kid by the same baseball coach. Don't watch the film. Really disturbing. It's very gay. But the music by Harold Budd and Robin Guthrie is absolutely beautiful, and it's probably the best soundtrack ever made for a film, apart from maybe June.
I can't remember the name of the film, but there was one. Oh fuck! There's a film that one of the guys from Boards of Canada did the soundtrack for. I'll have to dig the YouTube video out again. It's that. Have you ever watched that guy where he says all the worst ever Terminator knockoffs or something like that?
No.
It's in the Alien knockoffs one. I'll see if I can find the video again for you. But he mentions the Board of Canada, and he said the only reason he watched this god awful film is because the soundtrack was done by one of the guys from Boards of Canada.
There was I've never known them to do solo projects because they always work together as a team. But
I think it was just one of the guys. He did the soundtrack for this film, and it's like an Alien rip-off.
Yeah, because one of the guys from Daft Punk, he did that Music Sounds Better With You by himself. But yeah, again, Harold Budd, Robin Guthrie. Robin Guthrie, of course, was in the Cocteau Twins, and Heaven in Las Vegas is a brilliant album, and I really like it. There's just something to be said for women singing in things which aren't English.
That's a Holocaust reference, isn't it? The
what, Heaven in Las Vegas?
No, the Cocteau Twins, isn't it? Like one of
who gives a fuck? Look, in the words of Ben Shapiro, it was a long time ago. It doesn't matter anymore. It's not relevant. I think he was referring to the USS Liberty, but, that was also a long time ago. Yeah. So, as we know from Ben Shapiro, if it was a long time ago, it's irrelevant, it don't matter. Isn't it Duran Duran that are the German reference?
No, that's Barbarella. You're talking about Spandau Ballet.
Oh, Spandau Ballet, that's... Okay, yeah. But, yeah...
Not to be confused with 11 which is about something else entirely.
No, I'm interested in this. Sorry, guys, we will get back to the Jewish space lasers, but what is this film where Boards of Canada did this? You know what? There was another film. It was really crap, and it had one of those. It was one of those gangster films, but at the end of it, it had "D.E.W.S" by the Pixies, and I almost felt like it was a consolation. Like I've watched this really terrible film, but at least it ends with the song I like. D.E.W.S.
I'll tell you, it is a good soundtrack. Is
the one Boards of Canada guy? Tell me.
Tenebrates by the Goblins.
Of Canada film soundtrack, because Daft Punk did a lot of film soundtracks. Boards of Canada. List of songs heard in movies and TV shows.
It's more than that. He actually did it. That's the guy. I found it. Borrowing blockbusters, the best and worst Alien knockoffs of the 1980s. Bad Movie Bible is the thing.
Oh right, because there's a lot of Dave and Cowboy has been used in Now Is Good 2012.
I'll put it in the back chat. You're gonna have to watch that video. It's in there somewhere.
Kyle XY, the Grand Tour have used Transmissions Ferox. Slow This Bird Down, that's a good one, is in a song called Snowpiercer. Happy Cycling is in 6 Feet Under. Okay.
Right, Hobbit, can we get back to the scheduled broadcast?
Ready, Let's Go is in Baby Driver. I hate that film. What? Yes, Space Lasers.
Yeah.
By Jews.
Jimmy Savile sheds his human skin and transforms into an even more horrifying 10-foot alien.
Do you remember Biker Mice from Mars? They got any views on directed energy weapons? Oh, did you ask me about particle beams?
Oh yeah, we were talking about. We need to talk about the runners and riders and whatnot. I'm sure Fraser was actually in the middle of a point before we completely derailed.
In what?
Were you in the middle of a point?
No, I forgot it.
Before we completely derailed. We were talking about
basically, this looks exactly like the effects of what happened on the 9th of November,
Yeah, because you showed that. Where's that picture of that car that you showed us from? What was that from? Remember the one with the melted alloys?
The 9th of November.
I mean, which one we
Thermite,
want? Are we talking
treason,
about
and
Maui
plot.
now? Or are we talking about?
It was when we did the 9th of November episode or something like that, where you showed
Yeah, I
a picture
think
of a car with melted alloys, but I don't think it was 9th of November, was it?
It might have been.
Oh, okay.
It might have been. I mean,
it looked like it was a bit more rural than that. I didn't think it could have been.
Oh no, there was that. Yeah, there was that other thing. Yeah, I remember. I don't know what you're on about. I can't remember where it's all from.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So basically, yeah, we've got the same effects of what happened on that day now happening in Maui. So it's kind of, you know, from all the evidence we've seen here. I mean, what we didn't see in
surely
Manhattan
that tarmac would be more fucked up than that if it's hot enough to melt the paint off of cars and stuff like that. Or does it like whoosh through like a red hot?
I mean, right, okay. There is another video here we can show you. I'll put it in the back chat again while you. So I'm finding this. Yeah, you would think so. But well, yeah, as I was saying, right? Yeah, okay. So,
Ferry Magana said Jews don't work on wooden doors. Directed energy weapons. That's pretty good.
Quite possibly true. Yeah, it doesn't work on wood. Yeah. The magical. I'm telling you, man. Wood is the
oh yes, I've heard of
material.
Laser and On-L Pipe. Yeah, he's interesting. I wonder if he's been seeing Raul Yule's cameras.
Voice to skull hobby. You mentioned voice to skull. Like bone conducting technology is pretty much becoming. It's becoming more and more like common.
Yeah, but I mean using like microwaves or ultrasound, so you don't even have like something touching your bones. You just beams the sound to someone, and then when it touches their bones, that's when it resonates.
Yeah. So do microwaves affect wood? I mean, I've never chucked a lump of wood in the microwave, so I don't know.
You know what? I'm almost tempted to look on YouTube. Wood in microwave. Let's see what happens. Wood in microwave. Oh yeah, there is a video. Wood in microwave. How to dry fresh cut timber in a microwave oven.
So you dry it then? Oh shit! Because I remember from do you remember in Kick-Ass?
Yeah.
Drying wood.
Where they put the people in to cook them, don't they? And it's how they dry the logs in the wood warehouse, don't they?
Oh, that was it. Where was that thing? Yes, that's someone in the chat's mentioned it. Someone in the chat's mentioned the metal sparks, right? I remember putting that in the Telegram. Actually, there is a. There's the boat burning one. I found that one. Here you go, Hemi. Poppy, do you want to?
Oh shit! Aluminium. Have a look at aluminium in the microwave.
I know what happens.
What? Okay, go on then, Hobbit. Tell us.
I've done it. You get a fire and then you're in a lot of trouble and you have to buy a new microwave.
So the aluminium catches fire.
Yeah.
Right. Well, so here's have you played the first one?
You can even put
on the top one or the bottom.
You can even put grapes first. Like if you want to see real, if you want to see real ball lightning. You put a grape skin in a microwave, but you carve it in a certain way.
Fucking Discord. I wish you could just take links straight from the Discord. This goes, oh no, I want to get involved. The Discord. Oh, no, I've got to get involved. Don't it? It's like, oh, fuck off, Discord. You're not that important.
I hate the centralised internet.
Yeah. So I'll pop this on. So this is the
first. Is that the first one?
How the flip did all the boats burn on water?
Exactly.
Right, so, Hobbit. I've got to be the voice of
Snopes.
The voice of Snopes.
No, be Stephen J. James. Preface all your statements with "not gonna lie."
Yeah. Doesn't the wind? Isn't it like a red hot fucking wind that like blows through once the fire gets going?
Yeah.
Like in Backdraft. You remember the film Backdraft, don't you? When they open the door and woof.
Well, have you ever seen fire tornadoes?
No.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Well, when you get a fire and you get tornadoes near it, the tornado sucks up the fire, and then it becomes a fire tornado.
Yeah.
It's pretty brutal.
So, could that explain? Would that flash fry wooden boats, aluminium boats?
Do you know what? I really wish I knew a couple of firemen to talk to about this sort of stuff, because I don't have enough experience burning things to say what happens, and I certainly don't.
Are you really sure about that, Hobbit? Say, here's the sparks.
Old Pipe says, "Does SJJ still stream?" I don't know. I stopped watching.
He's on hiatus at the minute, but I think he will be back.
I stopped watching him when he was doing the Frankie rules.
He refuses to stream with Control Cow, which is what we want.
Well, also he basically I unsubscribed for him when he started doing the Ferengi rules of acquisition, but tried to palm it off as SJJ's rules for life, and I was just like, you know, come on, mate, you can say treat your debtors like family, exploit them.
Bosco Bay Jr.
Yeah, right. So this one is what Hobbit was talking about with the sparks. Actually, someone in the chat was talking about the sparks, right?
Yeah.
It is a wooden house, right? I think it's wooden. And there is some kind of lamp or sprinkler thing outside. I think it might be a lamp.
Yeah, I saw that.
And it is it's like it's being in the microwave.
Yeah.
It's fucking going crazy, right?
Let's start it. I'll put that one on again.
Yeah.
And it's weird because you got all the sparks. Well, they're embers, aren't they? I'd say they're probably embers going through the street. I don't think they're sparks.
No, they're embers. Yeah, it looks like that's embers, but
that is. I can't 100% tell what that is on fire.
Yeah, I can't. I think it's a lamp thing. It looks like a lamp.
Let's go back again. Let's watch it. Let's loop it again. I can't 100%. Hobbit, can you tell what that is? On fire in the porch.
Hemi, are we live? I can't see it on the thing.
Yeah, we're live.
I can't see it being played on the screen.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Am I playing it in the wrong place?
You are, yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on a sec.
I was saying,
I'm playing it. I'm playing it on Brave. It's alright. I'm being an idiot. I'm playing it on Brave. I should be playing it on on Chrome. So I'm watching that. So Hobbit. So you can see the I've got to say they're probably embers.
Yeah, they're embers. They look like embers, right?
Smoke on the wall.
There we go.
I can't quite tell what that is on fire in that porch. I don't think it's a... Well, because you can see the lamp, can't you? It's the other side of the lamp.
Is it?
I'd say it's probably some shitty bit of plastic or something like that, I think. That some sort of...
But it's interesting. That thing's raging... That is on fire, but everything else isn't. You know? You see... I think he walks to the car. This is the bit where he looks at the ground in a minute, and there's I don't know if it's an ember on fire, but
I think they're embers blown. I think they're embers blown through there.
Yeah, it's around here. You see that? It's
it's weird what's on fire and what's not, though, isn't it?
Yeah,
I will give him that.
It seems a bit too discriminate to be. It just. Nothing about this fire looks natural.
Yeah, because surely everything's on fire, isn't it? I know. I've watched Alaskan Bush People, and they had a big forest fire, and they had a section that didn't burn.
I mean, roads are made out of bitumen, which is flammable. So why is that not on fire?
Yeah. Is it because the heat's not in the ground and it's just blowing through on the wind? Could it be that?
I think at some point...
Yeah, sure. There's probably fire retardant paint and stuff like that, and it's got to catch fire basically. But I just thought it was interesting. Whatever's on that lamp thing outside that house is just bizarre.
It's fucking berserk, that is, isn't it?
How did the fire get up there and not anywhere underneath it? Everything else is fine, but that thing caught on fire. unless it is a lamp, right? But you're saying it doesn't look like one. But I thought
no,
it was,
it's behind the lamp. There's a lamp there, and it's behind the lamp.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. Some plastic bit of shit or something. I don't know. Is the wind being generated by? I think it does kind of generate the heat, doesn't it, Hobbit? The heat generates wind, doesn't it?
The heat generates, it's convection currents.
Yeah. So these winds will just blow through, but they should be catching everything, shouldn't they?
Ash mentions that the wind is being generated by the fire, or is it what's assisting it to spread? See, this is the same thing. Like in the time before 9th of November, there was a hurricane off the coast of Manhattan, and it changed course like as the things fell down. So there was weird weather phenomenon there, and I think there may be some weird kind of weather here as well. There was another hurricane kind of thing. So it's kind of
this is why I bring up Harp and Hurricane Sandy, because Hurricane Sandy was fucking weird weather that was just like exasperated by something, weren't it?
Now, what Judy Wood proposes is that whatever is making, whatever's powering this phenomena is being powered by the weather, right? The actual, like, it's drawing it from the hurricane, right? Like, that's where it's getting its energy for this, this effect of turning buildings into dust, or, demolishing, causing the Hutchinson effect, basically. Or some of his ascribed effects, the metal being melted into wood and shit, all these electromagnetic radio, frequency like effects on materials, which was found at the Twin Towers. And it seems like here as well, even in some of these videos, you see that the metal is bent oddly in some of the buildings that that haven't been totally like just disappeared. Some of it's bent.
Hobbit, do you want to talk about
wildfire? I don't think would do that. So
the Hutchinson effect.
Yeah, so I believe we covered this in a previous episode, probably about anti-gravity.
I've got one comment to hark back from the Telegram. When does On Hiatus become former streamer? Frithers just asked SJJ.
Yeah. Look, I just the bit where he's like, "Look, I'm your online daddy, and I'm going to give you advice." I'm just like, "You're young enough to be my son. I'm old enough to be your father.
Yeah.
I don't appreciate a self-help guru with less life experience than myself saying like, let's just have a look at the rules of acquisition. Rules of acquisition." Let's just pick one at random. Right, so this is Stephen J. James' Rules for Life, number 22. A wise man can hear profit in the wind. I mean, So it's just like, great, okay, go on, you grift, whatever. But that's... what are we doing? We're streaming. John Hutchinson, right. So we did cover this in a previous episode about anti-gravity. I'm sure we did.
Yeah.
I'm sure we talked about it. But John Hutchinson, the Hutchinson effect, is where he found a way to... Well, two things that's very interesting. One, he was levitating objects using a really not very well understood thing, possibly something Philadelphia experiment related. And two, welding dissimilar materials together, like aluminium to glass, wood to steel. How do you weld wood? I mean, surely that would just ignite into flames, but he was doing it. He was welding, cold welding, by the way. There was no, like, arcs or flames. He just did some sort of, I want to call it molecular destabilization. Things turned into putty, and then when he topped the thing, they sort of just reformed and fused together, and it's just like, it's incredible. And what's really awful about that is just, can you imagine the advances in material science if this wasn't just like some sort of Blackworks. I'm not sure why it comes to mind, but I just like the idea of cars with windscreens and the glass is just welded into the aluminium frame. There's no bits of rubber there. It's just there, and you don't need glue. And Autoglass would have to have this molecular destabilizer, and then the technicians be like, right, make sure your fingers are nowhere near this, otherwise they're going to become part of the car as well, and you don't want to try and...
like the Philadelphia experiment.
Yeah,
no,
literally...
into the hull.
Yeah, because when the machine turned off, they were halfway in the vessels.
Well, it's because the ship moved in space and time, and I suppose they maybe wobbled as well. This meant they got stuck in the hull, didn't they?
What were they? Yeah, this is the experiment. What were they trying to achieve? Were they trying to achieve invisibility or teleportation?
Apparently, it was an experiment in cloaking that went wrong.
Yeah.
So instead of cloaking it, the ship stayed where it was, but the Earth moved. And that's how the ship teleported across.
But that's kind of. I mean, it's. That's
now. Here's an SJJ's rules for life which didn't make it. Rule number 45: expand or die. I don't remember any of his bulking advice.
No.
I'm winning then.
Oh, beautiful!
Yep.
I've just found some at Fortean on Twitter. So the US FDA have approved the lab-grown meat.
Oh, is that the thing that moves when it's like got cheese on it? Is that?
Rule number 59, free advice is seldom cheap. No, I remember seeing this factory, and they got one in England as well. You know that bloke is like, or apples and pears down the collider. I'm just a Cockney geezer who's a greengrocer. Yeah. You know that guy? He's on MasterChef, I think.
Yeah.
Greg Wallace.
That's the one. He was in this factory in the UK, which is making lab-grown meat. But it's not using pork or chicken or beef, whatever. It's just like, here's like human tissues, and it's like, what? And then they find out it's the same aborted. Like, there's this woman and her kidney tissues.
There's some lab grown meat. I just put in the.
So there's this woman. I'm not categorically saying this is where the tissue is cloned from, but there is this line of cells. Someone in the chat will know what I'm on about. But Pepsi is flavoured using aborted kidney cells. They keep cloning it, and it's from this woman in the 1970s. They just keep recloning her kidney tissues because did you know kidneys have taste buds? I didn't know kidneys have taste buds. Apparently, kidneys have taste buds because it's important that you can taste piss with your kidneys. But anyway, so
is this
Pepsi
talking about Carlin? Is it? I bet.
Yeah, well, Pepsi decided to make this flavour enhancer using aborted stem cells from kidney tissue, and now we've got this lab-grown meat, which is also being made from stem cells from kidney tissue. And I'm not sure if it's the same woman's thing, but it's like it's cannibalism and just we're eating cancerous tumours from a woman that died nearly half a century ago. Well, we're not, but I'm saying people will be able to now.
I want to go back.
Oh, but he's Fraser. You just seen the lab-grown meat? You just put.
Is that the one that's moving?
No, the fat bird on the pole.
Is that lab-grown? On pole fitness.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, that was from Ben Apple Tea. That was.
Yeah, I was more interested in the Doritos Nachos THC vape pens. Doritos Nachos Locos Toca Supreme THC.
Fucking hell!
You know the what thing?
Just. There's shit you see on Twitter. There's a cat messing around with a smoke detector because it keeps beeping. It's stood on top of the fridge messing around with it. Oh fuck no! It's just fixed the light. I thought it was a smoke detector.
Oh, speaking of which, someone posted an instructional video on how the kosher switch works. We've done the kosher switch here on Fortean.
That's Fortean.
The kosher switch is 100%
you know about the kosher switch,
Fortean.
don't you, Fraser?
No.
Oh fuck! What's it called, Hobbit? The kosher switch. I'll put the diagram
It's
up.
It's called the kosher switch. I posted it on Twitter.
I know. I've had it up before, and I just need to. Is the kosher switch even kosher? Is the kosher switch really kosher? Where's kosherswitch.com? Here you go.
Oh, is this Snopes?
Oh fuck! No, it's dead.
What?
The kosher switch is dead. It's fucking dead,
No.
you cunt.
It's dead, and you're talking about it, and it's dead.
Kosher switch is 403 forbidden.
Here we go. Right, kosher switch. I'm gonna at you, so you got it, and then I need to get a drink because I got something stuck in my throat.
Oh, it's on Amazon. Oh, currently unavailable. No, the kosher switch obviously is not kosher. It's dead. It's fucking dead, you cunt.
Fucking hell.
The kosher switch is no more. There you go, Fraser. I found the Amazon listing for it, just so you can see what it is.
Right.
Right, so how the kosher switch works is you turn the switch on during Shabbat.
Yeah.
And it either comes on or it don't, and that somehow makes it that you're not turning the switch on. Where's Hobbit gone? I heard him moaning and groaning, and then he's just vanished. I don't know what's happened to him. He wanted to come up with a point about the kosher switch.
Fuck's sake. I can't find him anymore. Sold out.
Yeah, so no, it's gone. It's dead. The website's gone. It's fucking dead, you can. Yeah, so basically you turn the switch on. There's a kosher mode. So you turn it on, obviously, before Friday night. Yeah. Otherwise you'd be in trouble. It doesn't really fucking tell you how it works. So you've got... So there's the regular switch there, and then you switch it over to the kosher mode.
You know what this reminds me of?
Now. Right, Hobbit. You started this, you can finish it.
Well, the thing with the kosher switch is just like, imagine you've got all these rules, and you're saying to God, "Oh, lol, when I said that, I was just kidding, and I had my hands crossed by, I had my fingers crossed by my back."
Special features on this thing: resistive tungsten inductive 1500 watt motor. What the fuck does it need a 1500 watt motor to possibly turn it on, possibly not?
Hey, is this the same kosher switch you're looking at as I am? Because the one I'm seeing here, it's got like a photodiode. It's an optical sensor.
Oh, is there a new version of this? Because this is the old.
So
this is the only one I could find was on Amazon.
The one I'm looking at here is the diagram showing a light switch. If you put it in normal mode.
No.
What happens is the switch, which is purely just a plastic flap, it blocks a beam of light shining through. And when that's blocked, that means the light is off. When you move the switch, the beam of light goes through, it shines on the photoreceptor, which then sends a signal to the switch to turn the light on. When you put it in
I found a picture of the kosher switch.
But Hemi,
in the back.
Just... If you go on Twitter, I've just added you on it. It'll be like it explains it. Yeah, that is the Jewish space laser switch. That's not to be used on the Sabbath.
Yeah. No, I haven't got any notifications of it.
Have you? Well, I did just. You know what? What if I go and
let me refresh.
Take the thing, and then put it there. And so now, if you go to the back chat, you'll see the thing.
Do you want me to put this on the? We'll put this in.
I think you should show this to people because we need to do it.
Fortean. This is definitely Fortean.
And control of electricity.
It's so convoluted.
Yeah, but it's got to be.
The thing is, The thing with this
you can't have it easy to outwit God, can you?
With this, right?
God,
You're looking
isn't Yank electrical just the worst?
What with the twist connectors?
Yeah, why can't you have fucking? Why can't you just put it in something rather than having to have twist connectors on wire? Like, why can't you have like inputs? Like, for fuck's sake.
Remember, America pretends to be a first world nation. So there's all this like explanation, you know. So you see pulses of light and the switch, and whilst you got your switch there, it blocks the pulse of the light. Oh, now the switch has moved, the pulse of light go through, and the light goes on.
No,
but here's the clever bit.
You get a green light when it's
Let's stick it into the AV or the OIV mode. So when it's stuck in OIV mode, maybe it turns on. Maybe it doesn't turn on.
God mode, isn't it?
Maybe it turns on. Maybe you switched it to Sin Chicken mode, and it's like, well, I didn't do any work. I mean, you know, I put the switch in this position, and then it turned on of its own accord. It had nothing to do with me, God.
I thought they weren't allowed to gamble. That's the whole point of the URA and Five-ish.
But I think also there's
isn't that gambling? If you're like, I'm gonna do the switch, and sometimes I'll win and sometimes I won't. Isn't that gambling?
The Jubilee, which is every 7 years, means all your debts, and I assume gambling debts is included with that, are forgiven.
Oh, okay.
And if you can't wait for a Jubilee, then swing the chicken.
Yeah.
I mean, this here literally is a directed energy weapon. This is a directed. This is an affront to.
Hobbit, it's actually it's an indirect. It's an
indirected.
As Ash says, it's Schrodinger's switch.
Yeah, it's a Rube Goldberg switch. Literally, did Rube Goldberg invent it?
Oh, Interdimensional Lizard says there's also something known as a kosher lamp, which is always on, but it can be covered instead of turning it off.
I've got to read this highly anti-Semitic canard of a tweet. This is your religion, centered around finding shifty ways to skirt the rules you pretend to believe in. The equivalent of telling God that you got his nose like he's a 4-year-old. Disavow Remnant's post. Disavow.
It's literally just like, look, if I torture this chicken and swing it around my head, then, you know, God will forgive me for all the swindling I did.
Mm.
Yeah. Oh dear. Yeah. Are we going to do some unexplained histories? Actually, Ian's on next week, and I don't think he's got a great deal of things, so we'll catch up on unexplained histories next week. Is there anything else you want to do, Fraser, or are we going to do another week on because we got extremely sidetracked by Hobbit?
No, I mean that's basically it. It's developing. So I mean, it's like we don't know really the.
How can we be extremely sidetracked? Look, I was barely awake for the entire episode.
Oh, Pipe wants some of those for the online Talmud merch shop. So can you still buy those? I don't, because I put kosherswitch.com in, and it's 403, and it's not available on.
No.
Oh no, it's not available on Thingy anymore.
I think you'll have to go on Yidinfo and ask them. Look, I need some
Yidinfo.
Yidinfo, by the way, is a legitimate Yiddish information network on Telegram.
That sounds like a highly Semitic and anti-Semitic canard to me.
Well, you'd think so, but it is actually, in fact, run by Yiddish-speaking Israelis.
Do you want to watch something really Fortean?
Oh, but is this wood in a microwave?
A cat fixing a microwave. A cat fixing a microwave. A cat fixing a light.
If a cat can do it, but you can't, you know what? This just goes to show, like, yeah.
He done it. He fixed it.
How many cats does it take to change a light bulb?
One, by the looks of it.
Which is more than could be said of a lot of people and women and such.
Would you? I can't believe they'd let their cat do that. Because there's always the possibility the cat rams its fucking paw in the wrong place and gets fried. Like, imagine doing that.
Maybe the person filming it really doesn't like the cat.
I don't think they do. Cooking is the cat's name Cooking Fat? Spoonerism, Hobbit.
A spoonerism?
Yeah, when you change the first letters on each word.
Do you want to see how they make Garibaldi biscuits?
Go on then.
Yeah, I think this is also Fortean as well.
Is this heavily Fortean, is it?
It's very Fortean. With a little bit of 37 Food Network thrown in.
Yeah. Where are you putting it?
I put it in the back chat.
Oh, bready's ready.
Yeah. Well, they say bread, but I mean, this is a Garibaldi, right?
Oh, it might be... is it
We're
unleavened bread?
Mr. Garibaldi.
Mr. Garibaldi. Oh, I should watch that show again.
Mr. Garibaldi, Mr. Barb.
No, correct me if I'm wrong, but I prefer the vegetarian Garibaldi, which is made with sultanas and currants.
There ain't a meat one.
Well, he's. I'm joking because of all the flies around it.
Oh fuck me, Jesus Christ! That's not vegan, is it?
No, that's not kosher either.
Oh yeah, they're not allowed to eat insects. What the fuck?
And here at Fortean Words,
I think you're right, mate. He's making either Garibaldis or fucking scones or something. What the fuck? I bet that's in Leicester or something as well. Do you think maybe you ought to get rid of the flies? Mate, do you think you really should do that? Bit of extra protein in there, isn't it?
It's like, you know, this is how we can't get authentic, because people say, oh, well, if you've got the recipes, yeah, but it won't be authentic ethnic cuisine.
Yeah.
This is the authentic ethnic cuisine when they're like, you know, the thing.
You got the flies. You need the flies. They're the extra taste, don't they?
You need the flies, you need the sweaty feet kneading the dough, and you need the utensils washed in puddles of water. That is proper Fortean cuisine. Yes.
What the fuck? Is there... You seen this one? Hardest KO at M1 Medieval?
Yeah, I
in
did see it.
In the boxing ring? That's fucking mad, though.
Because I reposted it.
Oh, is it your retweet? No, it doesn't say you retweeted it.
I did retweet it, though.
Yeah, but it doesn't say you retweeted it.
Well, Twitter just shadow bans me because I occasionally post pictures that are not Fortean.
Yeah.
I like this redesign of the Welsh flag for when the 20-mile-an-hour blanket ban comes in.
Yeah, that was...
Have you seen that?
Yeah, the snake.
Yeah.
Instead of the dragon.
Yes, that's what. You know something? I went to Wales near Cardiff in 2015. It was, and the thing which upset me more than anything else was that I was entering Cardiff, and this is a land known for its dragons. And it's saying Cardiff is a smoke-free city. I'm like,
did you go to the Gwasanath now?
Your national animal, your the symbol, the mascot of your land is a fire-breathing dragon that belches smoke. How can you say Cardiff is a smoke-free city? Do you have no national pride, Welshman? I don't think a Welshman did that poster, but... no, I didn't go to the Glen Glasfiddy.
The Gwasanath now, isn't it? Yeah, I've seen that.
The Gwasanath now.
Did you know fanatical Russian patriot Mikhail Luchin, 34, raised 20 grand to buy drones for troops used in the invasion of Ukraine? However, the pro-Ukraine cyber resistance group meddled with his order so that AliExpress sent him 20 grand's worth of sex toys instead. Finding himself stuck with vast quantities of vibrators, dildos and strap-ons, Luchin at first tried to return them, but finding that was impossible, believes he would still have the last laugh, saying, I'll open a sex shop here in Russia, make 300% profit and buy 3 times more drones. Yeah, this is the one I wanted to do. Confused tourists have been leaving negative TripAdvisor reviews of Piccadilly Circus in central London after finding it lacks performers, with one saying, "Not a circus, I didn't see one juggler or a clown." And another said, "Don't fall for the trip, it's a road junction." Because it was obviously Yanks that did that, weren't it?
I have driven through the Piccadilly Circus and Elephant and Castle. Didn't see a single elephant nor castle.
Yeah.
In the circus, not even a clown.
How about this? Nurse Mary Brown, 38, of Durand, Wisconsin, was charged with elder abuse after amputating a hospice patient's frostbitten foot without consent. In court, it was found she had done so because she wanted the foot to display in her family's taxidermy shop with a sign saying, "Wear your boots, kids." Fucking Ed Gein's spirit is alive and kicking still in Wisconsin, isn't it? How about this one? This is the captain's. This must be the captain's boat. After a houseboat sank on the Bridgewater Canal in Eccles, Greater Manchester, emergency services used an underwater camera to investigate and ensure no one was aboard. Instead, they found that the boat was stacked full of bottles and cans of beer, the weight of which had caused the vessel to keel over and sink.
Da, 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 da.
Right, is that us done? We were 10 minutes late, so.
Whoa. What's this? Is this real?
What?
That can't be real, right? Breaking. Some thing on Twitter. Leading report. I don't know if you've heard of them.
Just breaking. Coming news in now.
Yeah, well, I don't know how. No, this is from
all the news that's
today, actually. Wait. 8th. The 8th. Okay. Well, the 11th. Sorry. UK government has published official figures on deaths following the COOF vaccination, revealing 1 in every 482.
Which here at YouTube we say is safe and effective, and
yes.
Get your boosters.
Extremely safe, extremely effective.
Yeah. People in England died within 1 month of vaccination. 1 in every 246 died within 60 days. And 1 in every 73 were dead by May 2022. That's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people.
Right? Yeah. That's interesting. I might be something to look into then. Saw that.
Have you seen the Chinese are putting tardigrade DNA into human embryonic stem cells to make super soldiers that can survive a nuclear fallout?
Oh, chimeras, boys.
Do you know why you shouldn't wear shorts in the Ukraine?
Why? Because
Chernobyl fallout.
Oh,
you heard about the Ukrainian with
punchline at this. No.
Name's Huge Nikobolikov.
Huge. These are jokes, folks.
Technically.
That's all, folks. Yeah.
Go on. I'll do one more. I'll do a real bubble. Prosecutors in Poland issued a statement saying they were investigating a violent release of energy at the National Police HQ, which had led to Police Commander Jaroslav...
I did not fart in that building.
Szymiszczyk being hospitalised. Polish newspapers were more direct, alleging Szymiszczyk had accidentally fired a grenade launcher given to him on a visit to Ukraine in his office, causing an explosion. Darwin Award winner there.
I missed that. I missed that guy who did the Darwin Awards. That was good.
It's still on, isn't it? Ian did it last year. Ian did it with us last year.
Still... Oh, I mean, is it still going? The actual guy who, did it with
think so.
I thought he stopped doing it in like 2015.
When did this Melee Death Combat League start? Hobbit, do you know? The bit up.
Well, I mean, there's always been historic European martial arts.
Yeah.
So I guess now they're doing contact sports.
Yes, but Hobbit, you have to be 15 stone. You have to be 9 stone and go to Thailand to do fighting.
Hema, mate. You know, it turns out we were like fighting and killing one another long before the slitty-eyed Orientals figured out kickboxing.
Yeah.
Anyway.
We got so good at killing one another, we managed to do it in like formation swimming, synchronized swimming. We did synchronized murder. That's how good we were when it came to killing.
Yeah.
We exported violence all over the world and beat everyone else. We invited everyone to do like a grand MMA mixed martial arts thing and said, look, bring whatever weapons you want. Anything's welcome. Firearms, slings and arrows.
Manager, as that minute football manager said, bring your mates, bring your dinner.
Yeah, bring anything you want. Bring knuckle dusters, chemical warfare, artillery, whatever you want. We'll meet on the battlefields and oh look, Europe wins.
Yeah.
Uncontested victory. And the RGs are still seething over it to this day.
Do you remember reading about that thing with was it the Gurkhas used to bury the Argies? They used to bury the Argies half dead and they'd bury them face down. So they'd bury them face down so they'd try and dig their way out, but they wouldn't be digging their way out, they'd be digging their way further down.
In all defence to the RGs, congratulations for voting for somebody who's like I don't think socialism's working for Argentina. Maybe we should try a bit of capitalism. So, well, I hope you're like, the guy you're voting for makes Argentina not suck so much. There was once an expression as rich as an Argentine. Argentina literally means land of silver.
Does it?
Yeah, argentum is silver. That's why in French money is called argent.
Argent, yeah, I remember that.
Argent.
Right, I thought you wanted an early night anyway, I bet.
Well, yeah, but penalty time.
Oh, right.
Right.
This is my opportunity to say that there's a gnome in Baldur's Gate 3 that looks just like Scholar Gladiatoria.
Is that the game where you have sex with bears?
Yes, that is the one.
Oh, I don't want it.
They should let some skinny nerds in robes try throwing Molotov fireballs in that new league.
I cast magic missile. I cast fireball.
What, are we done?
I think so.
I think so.
Yeah.
Jeb's a good one.
Night all. Stay spooky.
Good night, everyone.
Keep watching the skies.
Woo!
Don't get microwaved.